Hello everybody, it's Uncle Mike, 671, and today we're going to be replacing a water pump on a 3.1 Chevy Cavalier 1991. So let's get started.
Well, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure the car's in park, then I'm going to set the emergency brake.
Well, now I'm going to drain the radiator right there. And I'm going to turn that and start draining the water. Alright, right now I'm going to take off this small hose that goes to the coolant tank. Well, now that I got the little hose out of the way that went to the cooling tank, I'm going to take off this vacuum line right here that goes to the canister. Now I'm going to disconnect this nut and this nut. It's going to take this little cover off. The size I'm going to use here is a 13/32. Alright, and the little screw I'm going to take out next, it's going to be right next to this. It's going to be right down there. It's going to be a size 10, and I don't know if you can see it or not. So I'll try to keep the light on there for you guys. And there we go. Well, now I'm going to take the serpentine belt off. Well, next I'm going to loosen the coolant tank. Well, I pulled the coolant tank bolt, one of them, right down here. Well, now I'm going to take the water pump pulley off. And I've already broken the bolts loose, but I'll show you how I did it. I wedged a screwdriver down between the bolts, and being careful not to make sure I don't get them in such a way that I'm going to round off the bolts whenever I apply pressure with the ratchet. And this is the way I did it. And then it was tough, and I broke them loose. And if you guys got some penetrating spray or something like that, that would probably help. I didn't do that, but I should have done that yesterday. But alrighty, and that's the way I loosened up the bolts, and I'm going to pull off the pulley. Looks like it's going to come off pretty easy. Try to keep it where you guys can see. Oh yeah, this one just came right off. Well, now we're down to the water pump. 5 of these little bolts right here, and one on the side, and 2 down below, and they take a 5/16. So I'm going to go ahead and break those loose, and then I'll get back to you guys in a little bit. Well, now we're going to try to break the water pump loose. And there it goes. Well, now that I got the old water pump off, I went in and cleaned up the whole area on the surface, cleaned it off, got all the old gasket off there, and well, now I'm getting ready to put back on the new pump. Well, now I'm going to put the gasket on, but I'm just going to put a little bit of silicone on there, just enough to hold it in place. Alright, looks like we got that on now. So let's head over to the car. This little part that sticks out, you want to get that down towards the bottom. Alright, now we're going to put the new water pump on. Well, now that I've run the bolts just in finger tight, I'm going to go ahead and snug them up. Well, next we're going to put on the water pump pulley. Well, now that we got the water pump pulley on and it's all tightened up, we're going to go ahead and put the belt on now. Well, now that we got the belt back on, we're going to go ahead and put the coolant reservoir in. now that I got the reservoir in, I'm going to go ahead and hook up the hoses next. Well, now that all the hoses are hooked up, the coolant tank's installed, let's go ahead and add some coolant. Well, that about does it. Hope it helped you. And, well, you got any comments or you want to rate, you want to subscribe, just do it down below. And just let me know. Let me know if there's anything I missed. And I'll be seeing you guys soon. Bye-bye. Don't forget, it's Uncle Mike, 671.